Hello and welcome back to Definite Hearing. In today's video, we are going to take you through a fascinating timeline of the history of hearing devices. I hope you stick around to the end of this video because if you do, I am going to share my favorite hearing aid bells and whistles. We are going to explore how these devices have evolved to amplify sound to today to actually assist people with hearing loss and help them understand better the sounds that they are hearing in the world around them. Let's get to it. Okay, so first off in hearing aid technology is the earphones. These were also called early ear trumpets. So essentially what these are just big cones that sound would enter into and be funneled into the ear. These were used in the mid to late 18th and 19th centuries. They were just a simple mechanism or device or a cone that was used to funnel sound. That's really all it was. And next, in 1876, Alexander Graham Bell, who was also the inventor of the phone, invented the audiophone. The audiophone used electricity to transmit sound to the ear. This was the first kind of electronic hearing device, but it had a lot of work to become a real hearing device, and it was so far from what we see in our hearing devices today. Fast forward to the 20th century and we see the emergence of personal hearing devices. These devices were often pocket-sized and utilized carbon transmitters to amplify sound. They were typically body-worn and really made a person stand out. Now fast forward this technology to bulky behind-the-ear hearing aids. So they would essentially be a microphone behind the ear with a tube to the body, like the battery of it. And so now, as you can see, BTEs have definitely slimmed down. The battery and the microphone are all in the same place. Even though these devices were really bulky and attention grabbing, they definitely marked a significant step in terms of the advancement of technology for behind the ear hearing aids. Believe it or not, in the mid 1950s, the first in the ear canal hearing aid became a thing. These are custom fit ear molds that are essentially molded to a person's ear canal with a battery attached to the back of it. It's actually quite fascinating that such a device was available as early as the mid 1950s. The late 20th century is when hearing aid technology really took off. In the 1980s, digital hearing aids set in. This is where hearing aids really became capable of processing sound. Now keep in mind, this is the beginning. This hearing aid amplification is nowhere near where it is today, but it certainly took a large leap in the fact that digital aids were now becoming available. These digital aids digitize sound. This allowed for more precise customization of the hearing aids. So rather than just amplifying all the sounds across the board, they could digitally process the sound, understand the sound, break it down into certain wavelengths. And when you look at an audiogram, you know what people can hear. You can program these aids to their hearing loss rather than just fitting a person with an amplifier. Now, I will say amplifiers are still available today. People get confused between amplifiers and actual hearing aids, and amplifiers just are not, they're just not amazing compared to hearing aids because hearing aids can be customized to your individual hearing loss. So digital hearing aids were amazing because they enabled that feature of customization for the person with hearing loss. And there are so many different types of hearing losses. Remember we talked about conductive and sensory neural? Well, you can have a high frequency loss, a low frequency loss, cookie bite hearing loss. There are so many different types and degrees of hearing loss that hearing aids are not one size fits all. You can get the same device, but it will be customized and programmed differently for each hearing aid wearing individual. In recent years, we have seen the digital hearing aid really evolve from not just a behind the ear model, but to RIC, receiver in the canal models, where the receiver is in the canal, the microphone is in the back of the hearing aid. Receiver in the canal hearing aids are known for their ability to capture sound where the ear would more naturally capture this sound as well. Some people say that it's more organic. But I have known in my experience, because my hearing loss is moderate to severe, that behind the ear hearing aids offer more power, and that is what I need because my loss is more severe. Now, this all said, another amazing progress point in hearing aids is the fact that they have Bluetooth and wireless connectivity. So I can listen to music and no one else can hear it. I can listen to my phone calls and I don't have to hold my phone to my ear. Now, I do, because people around me are like, is she talking to herself? No, I'm not. I'm just on the phone or I'm jamming out to my own music, but it certainly has its perks. Another huge advancement in hearing device development is cochlear implants. For those individuals that have severe to profound losses, it may be recommended to them that they get a cochlear implant. So a cochlear implant is really interesting because it is a device where you have an electrode literally inserted onto your auditory nerve in your head, and then the processor, a magnet is put into your head and the processor sits behind your ear and attaches to the back of your head. But this electrode stimulates the auditory nerve. It essentially goes around the whole outer, middle, and inner ear and helps your brain still receive sound. Now, cochlear implants have come such a long ways. The first cochlear implants could only have a few frequencies that they could process. Like, I think the number that I heard was 12. It may have been 8 frequencies. It sounded very robotic. Now, cochlear implants can process up to 240, maybe even more wavelength frequencies. So that is amazing because we're going from organic sound to essentially a man-made device stimulating your auditory nerve to help your brain hear. So if the ear can't hear because of a hearing loss, whether it's conductive or sensory neural, depending on your type of loss, your doctor may prescribe a cochlear implant. Cochlear implants are incredible solutions for those that qualify for them. And there you have it. There is a brief history of hearing devices, from the ear horns to the audio phones to really the amazing digital devices that we have today. The behind the ear hearing aids and the receiver in the canal hearing aids, the in the ear canal hearing aids, so many different devices with so many bells and whistles. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. I wear the ReSound Enzo 3Ds, and I just want to share that my favorite hearing aid bells and whistles are the Wi-Fi Bluetooth connection. So like I said earlier, I can listen to music through my hearing aids and I love it. Another feature I also love about my hearing aids is I can control them from my phone. So I don't have to wait to go to the audiologist to increase volume, decrease noise, and things like that. I can implement changes straight from the palm of my hand. It's the best. So hearing devices are amazing. They have improved the quality of life for so many hard of hearing individuals. And I will say that I know that it's improved my quality of life because I'm able to hear and communicate with so many other people than I would otherwise have been able to if I did not have my hearing aids and if I could not speak orally like I do. So what did you think about this history of hearing devices? I am certainly grateful that I live in today's day and age where I have the option to use hearing aids. And I'm super grateful that if my hearing declines suddenly, I could potentially leverage a cochlear implant to hear as well. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to making more great hearing loss related content for you. Bye.